They're being surrounded by friggin' UFOs.
Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the UFO hearing and what is next. We're going to be discussing a lot about the Pentagon's disinformation campaign still currently running because the truth is leaking out. And we're also going to be reviewing how David Grusch has been silenced through his disclosure agreement that he did sign because of his top secret clearance, which has kind of exposed that there is a cover-up happening. And if you like this current news, you can also follow me on Instagram at AussieUFONews. Enjoy.
One bear in the room is that there is absolutely no sign whatsoever that the Pentagon is indicating any willingness to make any concession. And it's interesting because as recently as an hour ago, Gadi Schwartz from NBC, one of the few reputable journalists in the legacy media who's prepared to cover this issue.
And for all you people that don't know what the legacy media is or whatever Ross Coulter's talking about there, the legacy media is like the mainstream media, but it is controlled by the Pentagon. The information that comes out, like our mainstream media in Australia, only reports on issues that they want you to hear. So that's what he's referring to.
With any respectability. He asked the Department of Defense if the US was in possession of non-human craft and non-human pilots, and the official response from Susan Goh, the spokesperson for the DoD, was, quote, "To date, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, ARRO, has not discovered any verifiable information to substantiate claims that any programs regarding the possession or reverse engineering of extraterrestrial materials have existed in the past or exist currently."
And I wonder why this is. Can it get any more obvious? This was put in place to fuel the disinformation campaign about UFOs by the Pentagon. ARRO is a part of the disinformation campaign.
Whether you believe it's UFOs or something else, it seems like there is something out there that top government leaders do not want us to know, something that is being hidden.
Have you faced any retaliation or reprisals for any of your testimony or anything on these lines?
Yeah, I have to be careful what I say in detail because there is an open whistleblower reprisal investigation on my behalf, and I don't want to compromise that investigation by providing anything that may help provide somebody information. But it was very brutal and very unfortunate, some of the tactics they used to hurt me both professionally and personally, to be quite frank. Yeah.
So just by his disclosure agreement, you can see how the suppression of information, the control they already have over David Grusch, showing that there's an obvious cover-up here.
It's very unfortunate. As they say, when you're over the target, that's when they do the most firing at you.
Congressman Tim Burchett couldn't have said it any better. When you've got them over the target, that's when they start firing at you. Exactly what they're doing to David Grusch.
Do you have any personal knowledge of people who have been harmed or injured in efforts to cover up or conceal these extraterrestrial technology?
Yes.
And this is what people seem not to get. The government wants to cover this up so hard, not just because there's aliens in our atmosphere. They want to cover up the new technology they've created and copied from downed alien crafts, which have anti-gravitic systems and they use zero-point energy to operate. This would change everything for our future of free energy. This is the big secret. This is what people don't realize. It's not about aliens. It's about the suppression of free energy. It would change everything. This is the big secret. Now, this skiff business is just insane. It shows the level of power behind this secret also. They're literally telling the Congress that the Pentagon, the military, is telling the Congress what to do. That isn't how government works. It would be the same if the Australian military took over the government and started telling the Parliament what to do.
And I was told by leadership that it was blocked by the intelligence community, not the intelligence committee, but the intelligence community. And that is a very chilling effect. If someone can reach through the veil of government and pierce it to the point of we do not have access to something, you got to start asking yourself who the hell's in control.
Most people don't realize how pivotal this moment is in American history. A congressman admitting that there has been a cover-up and that there is a complete operation behind hiding this and that there is a power above Congress, which is one of the highest forms of American government.
Defense, turn loose your files. Quit sending us these redacted files that look like a piece of Swiss cheese, like somebody shot it with a 12-gauge shotgun. You can't make out heads or tails, maybe the date, and that's about it on it. And they don't, it just continued to be covered up.
Very deliberate and quite malicious attempt by certain debunkers to try and undermine Dave by ridiculous crap, about his body language and all of that sort of stuff.
And on that note, I'd just like to say to all you skeptics or so-called proclaimed skeptics that have closed-minded views on the universe and what reality really is, and that will do anything to say that everything's fake and there's nothing else real from what we hear in mainstream media that is fed to us to keep us brainwashed in this paradigm of control and disbelief of anything out of our realm of comfortability. I'm sorry, through the evidence, the physical evidence and the witnesses, you are completely wrong.
We've got some information I'd like to come swear in. And that's what we're going to start doing. We're going to start talking to people. We're going to start naming names. I want you to think about this. Think about this, that something with the capabilities of traveling light years, not showing a heat signature, and the energy capabilities of that would put the Pentagon out of business. We wouldn't be fighting these worthless wars overseas over oil, and American boys and girls wouldn't be dying. It would put the war pigs out of business, and they'd have to go somewhere else, and I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
So on that note, I'm going to end this news clip, but I was just going to say Congressman couldn't have said it any better. This is exactly what this cover-up's been about for the last 80 years. It's all been about the suppression of free energy, which happened all the way back to Nikola Tesla, because he did discover free energy, and this is what the elite of government and the hierarchy of our whole military-industrial complex does not want us to know. This is how they rule our economy, and this is the big secret. It is the lost century and our lost technology, which is anti-gravitic systems and other free energies that we won't have to pay for electric bills, fuel bills, no gas. This is what it's all about. This is the cover-up, and Tim Burchett has exposed it, and I do feel like there's a lot more to come. What is next? I don't know. Hopefully this allows way more whistleblowers to feel more comfortable to come out, because I do know that their lives are at risk, and their careers obviously, coming out about anything to do with this subject because of this top secret level of secrecy that has surrounded this subject for so long. Keep up to date with me on my Instagram, AussieUFONews. Don't be afraid to share, like my content, and I'll see you next time.
All right, guys.
Is that good?